I mean, I don't care what nobody else mindset is thinking about me. I know. Keep going. That's my job. Keep going, Pastor. Y'all heard that. That's my job. Now, this is important. Everybody pay attention now. Everybody pay attention. This is important stuff to know. We're going to do, I want to get into the mindset of the vessel of deliverance. Right? Say, I'm a vessel, of deliverance. Right? I want to give you the mindset that you got to have if you have to confront a principality, if you have to confront a demon, if you have to confront something ruachly. It's a certain mindset that you got to have. Because the kingdom of darkness, they rule off of ignorance, fear, and doubt. If you got fear, if you got doubt, and if you're ignorant, they are not going to move at your response. Because you're doubting yourself while trying to confront them. I'm trying to build people that don't have to just depend on me. That don't have to just depend on Kyle. Because what's going to happen if you can't reach us? Are you just going to be overcome? Are you just going to tell the demon, well, you're going to stay on in the other night and I'm going to sleep with you if it's in your husband. If it's in your wife, because that'll happen. Them things will manifest. Me and my wife, when we first got into this, we spent 6 hours casting spirits out of each other. Had never done that before. But it's based off what we gave ourselves to, and I'm going to let you see that in a minute. Now, I want to say this. It seems like, man, the Most High never just let me just settle in a place. He's always pushing me to a greater level. Y'all remember back in them videos I used to talk about that we're going to start having visitations with the Malachines and all that, and I've been saying, man, I don't want them to scare me, Most High. Don't scare me now. Y'all remember those days? And then the days where it started happening. I'm telling y'all, I'm being visited by Malachim. Telling y'all it was a specific Malachim name that was assigned unto me. That goes at my beckoning based on what Yahusha gave to me. Remember, I was telling you that I felt like when my name got changed that I met Moshe in a vision. Didn't realize that was my eternal spirit, my eternal self. I'm at the bottom of the ladder, and my eternal self is at the top of the ladder, and I'm climbing the ladder to go and sit on my throne. But I first had to be sent in the earth, just like Yahushua. All of us had to be sent in the earth, born of a woman. A child was born, but a son and a daughter was what? Given. For your spirit was in the eternal before it was sent in the earth. Right? And your job is to, from that realm, build all the way up that you can ascend and sit at the right hand of Yahushua and judge. But you have a place of judgment first, where? On earth. Y'all all right? I told y'all a bunch of my experiences. Some stuff I didn't say, because it was weird stuff. But these things were manifesting. Somebody get me a water, please. That I ain't used, is it? All right, y'all listening? Remember, I would say, they got me one. I would say that I wasn't a seer, I was more of a hearer than anything. Prophetically, the Most High can give me words, he can give me stuff, and I don't doubt myself no more because I know it'll be on target, be on point. But then the Most High brought me into being a seer, into vision. Now, I'm not a seer, but I have the manifestation to be able to see at will, right? Or when the Most High desires it to show me things, right? Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I took a break after Sukkot. I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't getting up praying. I wasn't doing a whole lot of, I got my normal spiritual stuff where I look, but I wasn't doing nothing. I did. And then that rolled into trouble. Then I had to have, fix the whole situation. I had to be doing that. But I really wasn't sowing into my spirit. But again, I was going because when you sow to your spirit, you'll reap eternal things. What will begin to happen, I had an anointing that I had already stored up for, and then that anointing be able to allow me to run off it for a while. Hallelujah. But if I would have kept doing it, that's why even during those times, I can lay hands and things still happen. I can prophesy, I can speak in spirit. Now, I wasn't doing no sin because I don't play with that because I know that's death. I was just chilling, handling my business, doing the work, going to see what all me and Elder got to get done. What me and DP leadership got to do, have a meeting after meeting after meeting. Having a whole lot of this natural stuff, working on music. But that intimacy time, I took a break. Right? So the most I got on me, he allowed some things to happen. He got on me with that. Because on Thursdays is my time where I have committed unto the Yahuwah, and we'll get into that, of where I spend all the prayer watches from here on with him from 6 to 6 that evening. I allow people to come. I start allowing people to come pray with me at 9 a.m. On Thursdays, but you have to be gone after the prayer because I need that me time with the Most High to learn and develop. So I'm letting everybody know, if you desire to pray with me at 9 on Thursdays, that is not no commandment. Anyway, not no commandment, but it's open. But those are times the Most High would give me even more vision. So I had stopped that for a while because all the feast days that came, I wasn't able to get there on no Thursdays. But then the Thursday that I had returned. Right? I was praying, and the Most High began to show me stuff. Then he took me into this vision. Now, let me say this. I had a conversation with Moreh Yahusha. Moreh Yahusha preached that whole message to me before he did this that Saturday. He'll be going in. And so he was telling me about the revelation of this. And me and him both have been for a while been looking into the order of the lion and trying to understand that to a greater level. And the Most High just been giving it inch by inch. But then, after I got off the phone with him, I think that was on a Wednesday. It was on a Wednesday. I came in here that Thursday. And I knew that I was going to have a visitation that day in that prayer because I felt it coming. My eternal spirit showed up. And usually when he show up, it's some type of initiation or something he's finna thrust me into. Right? He showed up. And he began to speak on the order of the lion. Then all of a sudden, Mama Locke showed up also too, dressed in white. Then he called for, he said, Ariel, I want you to come forward. Y'all. And y'all know I don't like to just be talking, but this stuff, it scared me. This lion came out the back from behind the throne of where my eternal spirit came. He came, and he came like this. He came up, and he stood on all paws and started doing his head like this. Had his mouth open. And it was almost like, well, it was out of this world. Because it felt like it was, but it wasn't like one of them real lions that come out of the Africa. What I mean by the essence. Like if a lion would walk in here. He had like a heavenly essence and glow about him. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Not like if I bring a dog in here. Y'all get what I'm trying to say? It's like he had like an aura with him. And My eternal spirit began to say, he's assigned to you. He's going to fight for you. Whenever you got a war, you send him. Because this is what he has been created to do on your behalf. Now I'm down there in this vision like, what in the world? And then it wasn't a full lion, he was a young lion. All his mane wasn't even there. You know how them young lions be, they be about to get their mane, but it wasn't full. He had it there, and he had like his hair was more was dark brown, and his body was a little darker brown than a regular light lion. You know, most lions probably look like how that Jinbei was, right? But his mane was a little better. And it started talking about his strike in his paw. And Most High began to say, I sent him to you, but it's another level you have to go before you get into the fullness of you. Because there's an that's what I was doing. I kept praying back and forth. I said, Most High, give me the heart of the lion. Give me the heart of the lion. Give me the heart of the lion. And boom, I went into that. And the Most High was like, before I can give you that, it's another qualification that you got to be in order to get that. He just said, but it's coming. But you have to qualify for it. But he has been sent for you, right? Same thing happened when that Malak. Right, when I told you I had experience with the Malak. You remember that I had said that I was a little nervous about that because you think it's real, but you're like, oh no. Who gonna believe your report? I see what Isaiah was saying. Hey, your mind being like, who gonna believe that? Like Morey over here wilding now. Talking about all these experiences and stuff like that. I'm like, what? But then, y'all know I'm tested. So when the Malak came and when the Malak was introduced to me, and I said, he was like, well, send me forth. The first thing that I sent him forth to do to let me know if he was real or if that was a real experience, I said, go forth to Amach Yahoo and his wife's room and impregnate her. He said, it's done. He went, he did it, and he said, I did it. I was like, okay. Now I'm sitting there like, he said, watch the manifestation. It's coming. It's done. And then y'all remember that Bible, that Sunday prayer when I just began to prophesy to them. Anybody remember that? That it was coming. Right? I had so much confidence because I was leaning off that. Came to me rocking. Then the next month, he called me excited saying, she pregnant. I was like, it's real, like what y'all say. For real. Then I began to ask to do other certain things, and these things then began to manifest. Right? Now, I'll say the rest of that aspect of it. But the Most High is taking us to a certain type of demeanor, and a certain type of mindset that we got to have, right? This is why it can't be no more cowarding out. I'm sorry. Y'all under me. I got y'all in a place where fear is not going to be accepted. I hope y'all know that. Because if fear is accepted too much, then there's a disqualification. Then there's a moving away. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Now watch this. So we're talking about the mindset of a deliverer. Let's go. Seems like we're getting a little high. All right, Luke chapter 9, verse 1. Then he called to the 12 disciples together and gave them what? Power and what? Over what? To cure what? And he sent them to preach what? Y'all got to wake up. Come on, don't do that now. Come on. We ain't finna waste time. Y'all talk. I'm going to read that again. Because what the enemy going to do is put that sleep spirit on you. You're going to miss what you need. Let's do this. Shake ourselves.
We woke for it, right?
That's what I'm talking about. There's a lion coming in talking about we woke. Because we ain't going to waste time now. Y'all hear me? Now read, watch this. Then he called his 12 disciples together and gave them what? And over what? To kill what? And he sent them to preach what? And to heal the what? Who gave them authority? Now remember that. Remember the one that gives the authority. Let's keep going. Trying to help y'all. Now let's look at what that power was, right? Strong's G1411 dunamis, strength, power, ability, inherent power, power residing in a thing. Where is it? In a, by what? Of its what? Which a person or thing exhorts or push what? So it's something in you that's going to give you the confidence to push something out of you. I'll show you something. The power of performing miracles, more power, excellence of soul, the power to influence which belongs to riches and wealth, the power of resources residing in numbers, the power consistent or rested upon armies, forces, or hosts. When you have confrontation with them, it's a power of an army or a host that's going to rise up in you if you're putting the right things in you and giving yourself to it. Watch this. The study of this brings the encounter. Say that again. Is that in the mic? The study of this, your powers over the demonic realm, will bring a designated encounter on a certain day. That's why when you open yourself up to it, you have to be pouring in, and then what's in you going to rise up out of you. And you won't realize who you are no more. Because you done opened up a power that's within you. Because what? You are a lion. All right. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. Dunamis, literally meaning a force. That's the power. All right, let's keep going. Authority. Exousia. That means physical or mental power. The ability or strength with which one is endued, which he either possesses or exercises. The authority, influence, the right or the privilege, the power to rule. Can we cut the heat down? I'm getting that now. Whew. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all cold. I'm getting. Oh goodness. Woo! The power to rule of government. He worked on it. The power of him whose will, watch this. The power of him whose will and commands must be submitted to by others and obeyed. He gave them a higher jurisdiction. Why shouldn't you be afraid when you are confronting spirits? Why shouldn't you be? Because who got authority? No. Yahusha has authority. Don't never get that twisted and thinking you yourself have authority. Because they're not afraid of you because you are weaker than them. You're not as wise with them as them. Fool around with a doggone principality you want to. That's one over a nation. And try to mess with them in your own strength. See what happened to you. Because Yahuwah created them that way. Because they was originally sons. But the only reason that you have an authority with them is because who you in covenant with. Real quick story. When Europeans tried to come into Africa initially, they couldn't just run off up in there. Because they would have got killed straight up. So what they did, they learned the culture and they bought what? Gifts, things to trade with them, right? In order to be in covenant with them. Now, they began to realize, I need to see who the strongest nation is around here. and trade with them and give them things that they don't have from our world. Right? Then what they would do, they would build relationships with that nation and then come into covenant and then have a sign of the covenant that they could carry around Africa. And if any nation tried to come in and kill them, all they had to do is raise up that sign. And that nation was greater than that European, stronger than that European, but that nation didn't want to fight who the European was in covenant with. So when he did, he bowed out. Because who the European was in covenant with had nothing to do with him himself. It was, he knew, if I kill him with that staff or the sign of the covenant in his hand, then that whole nation is coming at me. So I have to bow out. What does that mean? Yahushua HaMashiach is above all principalities, above all power in this world and where else? And the world to come. And then you are in covenant with him, and his power is within your vessel. That an amazing thing, because it was amazing when I first realized it, when I confronted one and the power that I had over it. Because of who I was in covenant with. You understand that? I don't care how much they resist. It's about who you in covenant with that they have to obey. We're going to get into some roadblocks to deliverances later on this week, but I want to show you mindset first. Let's go. That's one. So then he called the 12 disciples together and he gave them force and a higher jurisdiction over the devils to cure diseases. And they went about preaching the kingdom of Yahuwah and to heal the sick. Let's go. Mark 16. And he said unto them, go ye to all the world and preach the gospel of the Basur to every creature. He that believeth is baptized shall be saved, but he that believeth not shall be damned. And these what? These what? Shall follow who? That do what? Now, you got to believe in this for this to follow you. You got to believe in what he gave you for these things to follow you. It's going to follow them that what? Believe. Believe in the authority that he has given you. That's why your belief system has to be built every day. You have to get in the mirror and say who you are, so you can change your perception. And these signs shall follow them to believe in my what? In my authority, in my stead, in my place. They shall cast out what? And speak in new what? They shall take up what? They shall drink any deadly what? And they shall not what? They shall lay hands on the what? And they shall recover. So he's saying, in my place. Because name also means my placement, my person. I'm sending you as me in my stead. And I didn't set the bar for you. So that then after Yahuwah had spoke to them, he was, received up unto the heaven and sat at the right hand of Yahuwah. And they went forth and preached everywhere, Yahuwah working on them and confirming what? And the what? That did what? Based off their what? Belief in what he gave them. You know, he don't have to be here in person for you to believe what he gave you. There's power in belief, man. Let's go. Now, listen to this. This gonna help you. What I'm not saying is running to this all crazy, like you're a Power Ranger. If you ain't been doing the prerequisite with much, now let me say this. I'm talking to people that didn't conquer willful sinning now. I ain't got to put that in the PowerPoint, do I? I don't think I got nobody with us that willfully sinning. So I left that out because I think everybody should know that. Right? That's okay. Now, us understanding this. I'm not telling you to go up in the spirit realm and get the yelling and hollering, because I'm going to show you what the declaration is and what decree is. You have to have a nation behind you before you can decree. And you have to be sent before you decree. We'll get in that probably tomorrow. I'm going to help you this week if you're willing to be helped. Now, Galatians 6. Sow to your ruach. Before we go in there, what do you think that means? Sowing into your ruach. Feed your ruach. What you got, Isaiah? Okay, willing to do what's right. What else? Pray.
Study the word.
Study. Praying in the spirit. Allowing your gifts to be activated. Now, I want us to understand this, because if we're going to go this route, we can't go in this half-heartedly. Because you're opening the door to this is going to bring an encounter to you. I'm telling you. But if you're sowing to your spirit, praying, fasting, putting this word in, understanding and studying this subject, what's in you will rise up in the time of that encounter. And you won't believe who you have become, because you can't see it while you sow it. All right, so watch this. Be ye not deceived, Yahuwah is not what? For whatever a man what? He shall also what? Do you know how powerful that is? That means I can become anything if I sow it into my spirit. I got to reap it. I ain't worried about failing at all, because I keep sowing it to my spirit. Therefore, my righteousness goes what? Before me. So I have no fear of failing. For he that what? Soweth into his flesh shall of the flesh reap what? Now, all of us know that's true. I know I've sold to that flesh many a times and reaped and reaped. But he that soweth to the what? Shall of the spirit reap what? That's not just everlasting. I mean, that's just not just, because we think about everlasting life and we start thinking about when we die. But that means that you will reap things from an eternal realm that has nothing to do with time. That's a dominion. Something from the Shamayim where Yahuwah and Yahusha dwell that sustain you in your moments here. That's the only reason that we didn't got where we at. Y'all listening to me? Let us not be willing, weary, and well doing. In due season, we shall reap if we faint not. Now, on this particular subject, that's why I tell people, you got to know where you're trying to go. You don't just sit there and just be reading scriptures. That's good. But you got to know what I'm building. What direction am I taking my spirit? And a lot of that happens through what the Most High gives me. I bring out, y'all study it to get it in you. Right? Now, with this right here, if you're gonna start dealing with deliverance, right? And everybody is, because we gotta be lions now. We can't be afraid no more. We can't just be known for singing. We can't just be known for playing the drum. We can't just be known for cleaning up the building. We have to have a lion mentality now. I'm going to conquer everything, because first I'm going to conquer myself and conquer my own fears. And if I conquer everything in me, ain't nothing can make me afraid outside of me. Because I done conquer all my fears within first. That's why deliverance is important. But if I'm going to go into this, that means I have to give myself to the study of it. I have to read the book on it. I have to study what Yahusha said about it. I got to get books on it. Why? Because I'm putting it in my spirit, and a world, a matrix, a world is going to open up to me. This is what I did. Nobody was listening. I have always seen deliverance growing up. From my father's father, spiritual father. It's a church called Trumpet in Zion, Pastor Darren McCoy. I seen that brother do stuff I ain't never seen before in my life. Seen him deal with all kind of deliverance as a little boy. All kind of stuff dealing with. Powerful stuff. You know what I'm saying? Seeing people's face contorted, people turning to snakes, people turning all kind of stuff. And he's standing there with power, casting it out, shutting it down, rebuking it. You see what I'm saying? Even as a little kid, as a little baby, I used to have dreams all the time with me fighting demons and fighting the devil. It was so strong that I would know their scent now, even when I was a child. Because I was always dealing with them, right? But then, time grew up, I went in the world, wild out, and all that type of stuff, Then got right. Father put me over, when I got right, he put me over the prayer team. We had said, man, we're going to do a study on deliverance. Had grabbed a few books on it. Now, me, myself, anybody that know me, when I'm into something, I'm all the way in. I'm getting about 3-4 books on it. I'm looking at videos on it every day. I'm reading, because why do I do that? That's even how a greater way that I develop greater in the prophetic. Whatever you behold, you become. So now I had to begin to put before my eyes somebody that was doing something greater than me, so I can build a belief in myself that I can do it. Then before I know it, I began to prophesy. I began to say these things. Why? Because I put it before my eyes, because I knew what I wanted to become. Right? So with this deliverance thing, we studied, we did, who was all over there at that time? We did a whole section every morning, that Sunday at 9 a.m. before assembly started. We would be in there, we're doing a whole series, going through the book together, read stuff, watching videos. I had a whole 8-10 tape series just on everything dealing with deliverance. What was I doing? I'm putting it in me, right? Not realizing that I'm building strength because I'm putting light in me. At the entrance of your word, give it what? Light. That light is what? Power, force, dunamis. Not really seeing how strong my spirit is becoming. Why? Because I gave myself in it, because Paul told me to what? Seek or covet the best gift that edifies what? The assembly. That means I wasn't going to be no bench warmer. Because I ain't never warmed a bench in none that I did. So I began to give myself to it with fasting and praying. That's how I started the every month I would go on a 3-day fast. I did almost 2 years, and I just began to do this. Soaring, studying these things, looking at it. What? Sowing in my spirit. Then one day, I give you 2. There was a certain part in that book, in one of the books, it started talking about keeping secrets. And how secrets become a stronghold to the hiding of demons that manifest personalities throughout you that you don't realize, right? Y'all know we done dealt with that a lot, right? So I was laying by my wife in the bed. We both in the bed. And I just got, that thing was just on me, man. I couldn't shake that. I was like, damn. Because, you know, everybody got some secrets that's just going to be between me and the Most High till I die. How many of y'all had some of them? Yeah. I get prayed for and I repent when I'm in the service. There ain't nobody finna know it. Right? But I said, I gotta get this off me. I gotta confess this. Even though it ain't, the reason that I thought I was cool, because it ain't had nothing to do with her before her. It ain't had nothing to do with her. But the Most High was like, I ain't gonna let this get off you until you do it. Man, I began to confess. Then she began to confess. We both was like, oh, wow. But we still trying to be in that posture so we don't make each other feel weird about what we done did. Right? So we just sitting there. And like, I'm crying. And I couldn't stop because I didn't realize that my body needed a release so it can live. So it just started crying and I couldn't stop it. Right? So when she did hers, and we both was like, man. Then it said, I remember it said in the book, after you have confessed, then you confront and you call the spirit out of you. So I said, baby, she was laying by me. Now we had the lights off too. I said, baby, we gotta call this thing out. So I began to say, spirit of perversion. Through the power of, I said Jesus at the time. I command you to come out. I ain't in covenant with you no more. Now, we both sitting there. But then I felt something coming from my stomach. My chest now was like this. And then I opened my. And inordinate, my mouth opened up so wide. Now my wife looking at me like. Trying to figure out what's going on. So it's coming out. And I felt it's like a dry heave. Right? Anybody ever been like drunk before? And you throwing up, but ain't no more throw up coming out. It's just coming out. That wasn't them be them times where you be like, most I never drunk again. I don't know, so y'all had that. But it was like a dry heave that was coming up. And I began to call those things out. And I was like, baby, you got to take over. You got to do it. You got to do it out of me. She was like, oh, okay. And then she jumped over and she began to call things out. And then she was like, no, baby, you got to do it me too. Because that came out of you, but you said it. And then I began to call things out of her based off what she said. And then, boy, them spirits began to move. We stayed up we started 12 midnight and we didn't really get done till 6 that morning. Calling things out of each other. Right? And they were just coming. Now, we didn't know that we had that authority. But we sold into our spirit enough that whatever you give yourself to, you draw an encounter. But that encounter is for your training, not to be afraid. You see what I'm saying? But that ain't saying, give me an encounter, Most High. I'm ready for one. And then we ain't going to get knocked out your den. Now, so I went to prayer that next morning crying like a baby. Because I couldn't understand. EP was there. You, Pastor, was there at the time. Like, man, how in the world am I praying for people, laying hands on people, preaching, and got a demon in me? Still there. I was struck. I couldn't figure it out. I was like, if all my works was in vain? Then you, Pastor, that time he had so much wisdom. He took me to what was Zephaniah, when Joshua stood before the Malak and Satan came there to accuse him. He said he had to just change his filthy garment. And they established him that day as a priest. That thing gave me so much peace at the time. Right? But it's almost kind of like an old renovated house. Let's just say this perfect example is this building right here. We bought this building, everything looked good till I didn't. We came in here and cleaned up. We painted. We did some everything. We thought it was good. And then we brought the Most High glory in here. After a while, some creatures came out of it. Nowhere. We seen little ants. Then we seen roaches. Then we going on. Then we seen a mouse. Oh! Just because you bought the house and cleaned the house don't mean fully cleansed. Understand what I'm saying? Then the next thing, I'm showing you encounters now. As we have been pointing to this and going over this almost a year. And a lot of it was self-study. And then we would get before the prayer team, and then, we would, everybody get a book, we would go over the same thing. But then, let me tell you what happened. Because I was telling my dad at the time, like, Dad, I'm going to handle this. I know you got so much to preach on. I'm going to do this for this session. Then I had a friend that worked with me. He was like, Mo, I want to go to church too, man. I said, okay. All right, come on, man. You come on to church with me. So he showed up. Now, everybody was telling me about this dude, but I didn't really see it on him. He would, snap like that. I think he was bipolar. But he wouldn't be like that around me, because what was growing in me would bring those spirits under subjection. So every time he come to me, he would be like, almost ruachly bow down in a sense. But his spirit was drawn to me, right? So he came with me to church to service at the time. So he's sitting, I'm on the keyboard, we getting down, all that type of stuff. He in there clapping. My father got done preaching. Had like an altar call. He looked at me, he's like, man, can I go up there? I was like, yeah, I'm going to go up there with you. Because I went and sat by him. So I'm going to go up there with you. Remember, when you open up this world, an encounter's coming to let you see the power that you have in you. So he began to, my dad began to say certain things. He began to cry. And then all of a sudden I heard, I'm like, and I'm talking about no fear, y'all. Before I know it, I had been dived on him. And we was on the ground. I was calling stuff out. And all of it was just coming out. Right? Even to the point we was finishing up to the point where even when he sat down, he couldn't stop. It was just coming out of him. Then I got later, I was like, man, where did that confidence come from? Sowing to my spirit, then what's in me that's greater than me rose up out of me. You understand what I'm saying? All right, let's go. So we got to do that. What does it mean to sow? To sow, to scatter, to seed. That means through G4685, through the idea of extending, to scatter, to receive seed. So what I'm doing, I'm taking the word and I'm scattering it throughout my ruach. I'm implanting it. Life, power. And before you know it, it's being manifested in you. That's why the scripture talks about we have a more sure word of prophecy that we do well to take heed. It'll be as light shining into a what? Dark place, until what? The day star arises what in our heart. That means I'm going to take that word, I'm going to keep shining. I'm going to study to show myself approved. I'm going to keep shining until it manifests the light out of me. Y'all get what I'm saying? What we look like on time? Let me hurry up. Let's go. Where we at? 7:08. Okay. I'll be done by 7:30. Proverbs 28:1. Watch this. Now listen to me. You got to have this. I'm talking about the mindset of belief. The mindset of you're going to encounter. And let me show you what you do. You don't wait. Let me show you something. You don't wait on the encounter with a spirit. If you have something fighting you, you begin to fight the spirit in your prayer time. Don't wait to try to cast no demon out. Let them get used to your voice. Don't sit there and let a situation keep happening. Handle it ruachly. Let them get used to your voice and your declaration in the spirit realm. Therefore, they'll already be used to you. You'll already be ascending. It won't be a first time that they ever hear you when you got to try to cast one out somebody. I'm in prayer, declaring. In the name of Yahushua, through the power of the covenant, I command you to take your hands off my brother. Take your hands off my sister. Take your hands off their marriage. The little spirits that try to mess with your children. In the name of Yahushua, not today. Demon, you coming out of there. In the name of Yahushua, you're not going to make my child act like that. What are you doing? You're getting the spirit realm used to your voice before you have an encounter. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Watch this. Especially y'all young brothers, y'all got to be bolder than bold, man. I'm telling you, y'all got to be bolder than bold. It's going to be a time we turn y'all loose. We ain't going to be doing nothing. Y'all going to be tearing stuff up, going to nations, going to cities, conquering with the mindset of eating. So that's how a lion thinks. A lion never thinks it's prey. A lion never thinks that it's prey. When they see an elephant that's way stronger, way bigger than him, he look at it as its prey, not me. And I'm going to take it down. Because I done conquered my doubts about myself. I ain't got to be fast as a cheetah. I ain't got to be strong as an elephant. I just going to conquer things based off my mindset. Because I know what Yahushua created me to be. So I don't care if some bigger, stronger, more intelligent than me. I'm the king of the jungle. And he approaches everything that way. That's why you got to know your fears and begin to work on the conqueror. Why? Because I'm a lion. And I ain't afraid of nothing. I die trying to kill a prey before I become one. Hallelujah. The wicked flee when none pursue them. But the righteous are as bold as a what? Lion. The righteous are as bold as a lion. Look at bold. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build a pride of lion and lioness. We don't even want the sisters to get docile. We want y'all to be fierce. When it comes to the ruach now, don't be fierce at well, let me clear that up. Be fierce at that house with that man now. You're still subject to that man's authority now. Y'all hear me? I'm talking about with the spirit realm. Talking about Boche say be bold. Watch this. Let's look at bold. Now this is very important. Pay attention. I got 25 minutes. King James translated Strong's H982 in the following manner. Watch this. Batak is what bold means in Hebrew. It means confidence. It means secure. It means confident, bold, careless, hope, one's sure. Even in one place it says woman. Right? What does batak mean? It means to trust in, to have confidence, to be confident, to be bold, to be what? Secure. When I'm secure in something, I'm bold in it. Some of us so secure with this truth, we so bold with that. We want somebody to try us with the scriptures. Try me. I know who I am. You understand what I'm saying? I'm secure in it. But anything you ain't secure in it, you kind of be a little wobbly or you'll be ready to yield. If you notice Yahushua did not allow the apostles to show any form of doubt. A lot of us can follow him. Any type of doubt he rebuked. Without even teaching them first. That's how cold he was. He down there in the bottom of a boat sleep. The waves going crazy. It's now you talking about like go on the sea when it's dark. Ain't no lights out there. It's scary. It's scary on a cruise ship. If some of y'all went on a cruise ship. And it's dark out there and see that water. Imagine no lights, no nothing. Or go in the woods. Then the storm raging, you on a little boat. Then he get up. Rebuke the wind, rebuke everything, then rebuke them. Like, why y'all waking me up? Like, what matter of man are you? What you mean? They just getting power to cast out demons. They struggling with one because maybe it's something they ain't never seen before. Bring the child to me, you faithless generation of... Wait. Y'all can't do it? Yeah, you know what? I'm finna go. I'm out. All right, I'm gonna head out. Cause he ain't played when it came to weakness. And this is where we're going, right? And that's why I need y'all to develop that type of mindset in the youth. Their confidence has to be strong. Build them up to be lions, not afraid of nothing. Ain't no talking like, Say it with your chest. Anything, making them go out in front and push, because that's the seed that has to get it. So y'all got to display it, even though you already are, but push it in there, and I'm going to continuously push it in y'all. So I'm going to keep pushing y'all. You understand that? Yeah. Watch what this bowl means. Let's keep going. Now watch this. I want, if y'all don't get nothing else, take a picture of this slide right here. Because this is going to give you all the confidence in the world confronting the spirit. And I'll make sure y'all get this PowerPoint. It's going to give you the confidence. You can't be laid back in the spirit realm now. And ain't no going back now, y'all. Where you going to go? Y'all out here. Y'all done mess around and followed me. And we up here opening up heavens. We calling against heavens. We going against principalities. And you think you just going to chill out and go back to where? Ain't no but going forward now. We got to get here. Y'all ready to go? Y'all going to go with me? Y'all going to leave me out there fighting? I'm the only lion out there growling and fighting, are you? Now watch this. Batak, H982. That ba or the B in it means bet. It means house or family. But in this, it means ranking. Because Israel is the head and not the what? They're above every nation, right? And Yahushua is above everything in this world and the world to come. So now we're talking about a highest ranking people that got rank over principalities. The T part of it is tet. That means an open basket, surround. And ket means fence, protection, or housing power. Now watch what you have. And this is what you have to say to yourself on a daily basis so your heart can hear. The house of Israel, being an open container or surrounded with Yahushua protection. With this understanding, I know no witch, no warlock, no demon, no principality can resist my commands or stand before me. Why can't a witch, a warlock, a demon stand before me? Number one, because I outrank him. Because I'm from the highest ranking family. And then I ain't got to be scared. Come out real quick, DP. I ain't got to be scared. Me knowing myself, I outrank him. Stand right there. A little bit farther back. I know I outrank, say if he's the spirit. I know I outrank him. And then I know wherever I walk, it's an open heaven of Yahushua. A direct line to Yahushua walking with me. So when I'm confronting him, he ain't looking at me. He's looking into Yahushua's eyes. Because he sees in me with the confidence that I have in him. And then, knowing I have a direct line to his power. This is why sometimes even when you're confronting him, and it might seem like you don't know what to do exactly, you have to listen. Because there's a direct line and words going to come from the Shamayim. And going to tell you different things to do that might not seem like it makes sense. But this is what the Shamayim telling me. Why? Because it's open around me in my confrontation. And then this is the beauty of it. I got such a fence around me. I'm guarded that even if I make a mistake, it's in the fence of his protection. So I ain't got to worry about doing everything the right way when I'm confronting him. Because who's to say what's right in the moment? Can't put no blueprint on that now. Because what he might tell you to do before, you can't go over here and try to do the same thing. Because now this might be something different. I'm done. So how can we not be bold if we know we're coming from the highest ranking family? We know we have a direct line to Yahushua. That means his glory and power is descending on me as I walk, as I move, as I declare. Then he got a fixed power that anything that the demon try to do against me, it's going to bounce because it's going to bounce off that protection. How can I not be bold then? Because the righteous are higher ranking, surrounded by Yahushua, and fixed in by his protection. Therefore, we are bold. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Let's keep going. Now, go back. This is what you want to say. I'm going to have it in the next slide. I come from the highest ranking family. I say this to the mirror. I come from the highest ranking family with a direct line to Yahushua. So I'm surrounded in his glory and power. And I'm fixed in by his protection. Therefore, no witch, no warlock, no demon, no principality can resist my decree. Why do you need to say that more than once? Why do you need to say that on a daily basis? Why? So you can believe it. Because it's about what you believe. It said, I can do abundantly above what you ask and think according to the power that worketh where? So this is why we are built. Our mind is set and built off repetition. If you want to shift a mindset, you have to repeat the same thing until what? Their subconscious gets it, believes it, then it manifests. So when I had confidence issues with this, I began to say this to myself every day, and that thing began to build it. I began to say what I'm doing. I'm opening up of heaven. When I declare in the heavens, when I raise my rod in the heavens, something happened because I believe that's what he gave me to do. We saying that. Y'all say this and you won't be afraid of warlocks or witches or demons or principalities. The Most High have you scale your eyes to see them and you'll rise up to it. Why? Because I already been addressing you before I encountered you in a body. Because in my prayer time, I'm coming forth. It's some of y'all, I went in prayer and I went in of what I know has been causing you problems. And confronted it. And went in. Why? Because I know they see me, and then the Most High began to allow me to see them. Then they start talking back. I said, oh, now it's real. Therefore, I ain't sitting there waiting on no encounter and make myself nervous because I'm already built for this. Because I've been doing it. We got this. Keep going. Make sure you say that. Proverbs 28:1. The wicked fleeth when no man pursue him, but the righteous is as bold as a what?
Lion.
The lion is the king of the animal kingdom. He is not the biggest, he's not the smartest, he's not the fastest, not the strongest of all the animals in the kingdom. Right? But the lion has mastered his mind full of courage that he has conquered his own fears and his own doubts. He is the king of the kingdom because his belief about his ability through creation. Can you imagine living without fear? Can you imagine getting to a place where you don't doubt yourself? Let me show you how you can stop doubt. Doubt. When the thought of doubt comes, oh no, I doubt that. Oh no, you can't show me that movie. I doubt that whole movie. Everything that's trying to make me be feared and paralyzed, what you just showed me, I doubt that because I'm more than a conqueror. I don't just conquer. I create a system of conquering. So don't give me no doubt because I'm just going to doubt it. And then it's going to fuel my spirit. Y'all see what I'm saying? That's the thinking of the order of Yahushua, which is the king or the lion of the tribe of what? So the deliverance minister must be what? Bold, secure, sure, full of trust. Even if I'm making mistakes, Yahushua got him. We're going to get the spirit out though. We're going to fight this thing. We're going to listen for the instruction. One who has conquered his fears, that limits himself, that encourages doubt. When fighting Hasatan Kingdom, you must be bold as a lion. They rule through first fear and. That's why you can't even hardly look at movement. Because that got me one time. Well, I was looking for a manifestation, especially when I first started. I was telling my wife about it. This thing put a seed of doubt in my mind. Right? And then a lot of times, even when I would confront some people that had spirits, when I ain't seen a movement, then I was like, Because I was at a meeting one time. Right? I was at a meeting. Yeah, I'm sorry. I got to go a little bit longer. That's all right. I'm almost done though. I was at a meeting. I know I said 7 I know it's getting close. I was at a meeting one time, right? And me and my father, we was down in Mississippi. Another brother was down there, and then we would take people in rooms. Because at that time, we would take people through like the delivery manuals, we'd sit them down, get them to denounce this and denounce that, and we begin to call spirits and stuff out of it. At first, we was all in one room. I'm talking about this one dude, man, you can call Cheetos and Doritos that are coming out. I mean, Blah, blah, anything. Anything. It'll come out. So that began to happen, right? And then we begin to say, okay, we got to cut this line down. I was like, me and my wife, we're going to go in this other room and do that while some others over there. So then we start bringing people in the room. And I began to get a prerequisite, and I began to call out stuff, and there wasn't no movement. I call out some more. Just look. Call out some more. Just look. Then I said, okay. We just began to rebuke the spirit, right? Didn't get no movement at that time. The next person came out. Same thing happened, right? The third person wasn't getting no movement. So that shot the mess out my confidence. Because I couldn't figure out. I was like, man, I'm fasting. I'm praying. And this. Why in the world ain't nothing happening? Then I have other times where I will come, edit, declare, and all that began to happen, all kind of manifestations, right? But then when I would get to a place where I seemed like it wasn't moving, then that doubt would come back and hit my head. This is why I had to say, okay, on Thursday, this is what got me started on those Thursdays. I like, because what I don't do is make an excuse. Well, this, I said, no, let me build that weak area in my confidence to build that back up. And then you don't always look for movement, because sometimes while you're looking for one thing, it'll be another type of release and you ain't see it. And it'll be gone. That's why you just got to keep commanding and keep believing the Most High. You look for the results of change, not just the results in the moment. Every time it ain't going to be no gagging and hogging and spitting up. Y'all done seen us do it here. Gagging, hollering, spitting up, all that type of stuff. It ain't going to be that every time. I had that happen with one of the brothers here. And there wasn't no movement. I was just like, because I don't like to work from cold. Like somebody was like, well, you know this, I think it's their brother time. And I go over there, like, I'm working from cold, but I'm going. And then we ain't getting no movement. I was like, man. So I got up. But then the brother told me, after he began to dance, he said, I just began to uncontrollably just burp this. That's another thing. Burp. He's like, man, what I was experiencing before now, I spent the whole 2 days almost in a light depression. Because I was like, how in the world I felt powerless? And it was like, he's just trying to feed that seed to make me not want to confront. You understand what I'm saying? So this is why you can't trust that. Let's go to the next thing. I don't know, let's go back, let's read that last thing. When fighting has a son kingdom, you must be bold as a lion. They rule through first fear and doubt because your rank, you cannot watch this. Because of my rank, I can invade their territory and deliver the captives. Now, stand up for a minute. Watch what this is. Because, no, not everybody. Y'all need to stretch, you can stand up. Now, stand before me. Now, this is a territory. His spirit is a place. I, because of my ranking, can invade his soul and deal with any demon that's in there. Why? Because I outrank them. So now this is the territory that I'm going to invade. I ain't just casting out spirits. I'm invading the territory to move them out and then take his spirit from being captive to make it be free now. You understand what I'm saying? That's good. So you have to look at people as territory. And invade it when you have the unction to invade it. To call out what's in them. Through boldness. So you're attacking their territory as a lion. You see what I'm saying? Y'all know y'all might see me looking crazy sometime. And I'm looking at you. And I'm looking crazy. And then I'm coming after your territory. And I don't be meaning no harm. Against you. I just got to come at that territory and get them demons out. Same thing with Kyle. Her little behind, she'll come at you. Well, come in that territory, and she invading it. And before you know, they all coming out. Why? But she knows she is bold as a lioness. You understand what I'm saying? If I don't know what to do, notice if I'm praying for somebody, say if I'm praying for somebody and all of a sudden I'm on the floor with them and all of a sudden they start manifesting. No, you can't just keep praying like that. Now you got to call out, but you got to listen and wait to see what he's saying. Or you even talk to the person. We'll get into that also too about what they feeling. All right, we don't get into that. Let's go. Oh, wait. Because your rank, you can invade the territory and deliver the captives. For you say, for I am the top. You say this to yourself every day. I am the top. Sent from the highest ranking kingdom, sent under an open heaven, fully in power and defense. Therefore, no witch, no warlock, no principality can resist my decrees. When I decree, they got to obey. That's a belief system you got to build. All right, let's keep going. Everybody had that? You don't have the PowerPoint too, so don't worry about it. All right, so all this belief builds your what? And it changed your perception of who you what? Are. We are priests after the order of the eternal excellency in the heavens, in covenant with Yahushua, which possess all authority and power that was given to him by Yahuwah. Right? Let's go to the next slide. We're finna move. We're almost done. So who has all power? And who are we in covenant with? Yahushua. Don't just make that a saying. Because we're supposed to know to say that. Make that part of your DNA. That you believe how powerful he is. This is why you have to just study. Just get the scriptures on his power. And read it every day. Put it inside of you. Knowing that when this thing get unlocked in me, it's going to be manifesting. Why? Because I believe it will. I can close my eyes. And then allow him to say, I even pray, Yahushua, possess my body. Use my eyes. Use my mouth. Use my hands. Use my belly. Let my body be your extension from the Shamayim. And then y'all, when that thing get on me, it ain't me no more. Y'all know I like to have a good time. It's him. Stand up for a minute. And when now when I laying hands on you, y'all think I lay hands on everybody trying to make them fall? I'll be telling some of y'all, stand up! Don't fall out. Y'all don't do it just because y'all see everybody else do it, do you? It better not be. Don't make me no Benny hands. But when I know it ain't me no more, these hands is coming from what? This eternal excellency that's in me. That's what? Yahushua in me, the hope of glory. And then when he touch you, your flesh can't handle it. Then it takes you into a realm where he can speak to you even greater and he can bring healing to your body. Because I'm going from, you sit down, I'm unlocking what's him inside of me and saying, use my hands, my body, my eye. And sometimes he just be in here looking at y'all like that, waiting on the next person to impart it to. Y'all see what I'm saying? Because he what God. That's why I want to get to close my eyes and then Yahushua take open and he open up my eyes. Can you imagine that? That now it's his eyes seeing through yours. That he done came alive in your body now. And then doing the same works he did on earth. Because it ain't us doing it, it's him doing it. Can you imagine him taking the microphone and going out of your vocal cords? Him singing, him declaring, him getting in your body and beginning to dance. And now people feeling shifts in the room. Things going on in them. Why? All of a sudden something that took over your body, you warfare dancing. Now why? Because it ain't him, it's the Malaks. What? Descending and ascending through his power upon you. Are we getting that? You mean tell me Yahushua can open up your eyes and a demon gonna stand in front of you? Let's go. We almost done. Matthew 28:10. I read that. And Yahushua came and spoke unto them, saying, all power was given unto me where? And where? So your who ain't worried about nothing. All power he gave to his son. You better get in covenant with him now. You better obey him. He got all the power. What does sin do? Sin kills your confidence. That you don't feel like you can stand up in Yahushua. Matthew 11:27. All things have been delivered unto me of my who? And no man knoweth the what? But the who. Neither do no man, any man know who? Except who? And he to whom soever the Son reveals the Father. Because he's the only one that can reveal all power. We seeing it. Now let's look at rank. Watch this. The main purpose of rank is to give authority by lawful means. That's why we rank. All right, let's go to the next thing. All right, so now let's look at this ranking. We almost done. We're going to do it. Y'all all right? Yes, y'all all right? Is this happy? Yes. It's giving you a little bit more confidence, right? Giving you a little bit more boldness. That's what I'm talking about, TJ. It's getting you there because I want us strong. I wanted to be able to send any soldier we got in the war and you don't cower down. But you got, I'm gonna see who gonna be building their belief system. Watch this. These are some of the stuff I tell you to read anyway. Ephesians 1:17. That the allure of our Adonai Yahushua, the Father of glory, may give unto you the spirit of what? Wisdom and revelation and the knowledge of him. Having the eyes of your hearts enlightened, that you may know the hope of your calling, which you are called, and what the richness of the gloriousness of your inheritance in the saints. You should be reading that every day, y'all. I'm telling you, you got to get that in you. And watch this. And know what is the immeasurable greatness of his power towards us who believe. He's trying to reveal the power of the Father to us. He said, what is you're supposed to know it. We got to know it. The immeasurable greatness of his power towards us who believe, according to the workings of his great might, that he worked in Hamashiach when he raised him from the dead and seated him at his right hand in heavenly places. Now watch where he is. Watch where he is. Watch where he is. He's far above all rule, all authority, all power, and all dominion. And every name that is named, that means every authority that has authority, not only in this age, but also in the age to come. And he put all things where? Under his feet. He put all things where? Under his feet. Put all things where? Under his feet. He said, sit at my right hand till I make your what? Enemies. Well, what? Put all things under his feet. And gave him the man of the Lord that has everything on his feet. He gave him to be head over all things to us. Head over all things to us. That'll just be like, right? Just say if, I'm going to make up something. Somebody is we had a strong brother from Africa. That's king of Samunda. He got all the power and all the strength, all everything. And he come around here to rebirth. And well, he ain't gonna be able to do it like that, but let's just say he snatched one of y'all sisters up. And we say go with him. And now, you that didn't have no ranking before, all of a sudden you going to a place and got ranked now. Because you done became under the head of all things in Zamunda. Now you can throw your weight down and tell people what to do. In an instant. Now ain't nobody will listen to you here. But you now over there, now you can control the whole continent. Because why? You are under the who? The head. That's the same thing. He had put all things under his feet and gave him to be the head over all things to the called out assembly, which is his what? Body. The fullness of who? Yeah. That filleth what? All. So that means you are his body. We ain't even got that. I want y'all just go home and meditate on that. Meditate on the power and the anointing that was going through his body, and he done made you part of that now. I got to hurry up. Colossians 2:15. And this way, he disarmed the spiritual rulers and authorities. He shamed them publicly by his victory on the stage. So it's Yahushua's, it's just his thing to make a show out of demons. Now I ain't mean like you talking to them and they talking to your dad and what's your name and all this. I don't do all that. I just want you out. Ruach don't tell me what your name is. 1 John 3:8. To this end was the Son of Yahuwah manifested to do what? So if you got all that in you, so now it's your mandate to destroy the works of Hasatan. We see that. Let's keep going. We almost finished. All right. Let's look at Deuteronomy chapter 7. You read that for me. And that's the last thing. Ain't no other slides after that. I want us to see that. Deuteronomy chapter 7. The Most High showed me this, and we're going to let you go after this.
Deuteronomy chapter 7.
Now, I want us to look at this as a territory. Now, we know this is a physical territory. But I want you to realize this is how we're going to look at this. We're going to look at this as somebody's territory, which is their spirit, which is their body, has been taken over by Hittites, Jebusites, Philistines. All that is in the promised land. And the Most High is sending you to cast them out. So that land can now become the land again of milk and what? Honey. But you have to be sent to do it. This is how we look at y'all. Everybody understand that? Y'all with me? All right, Deuteronomy 7. Now read that for me.
When Yahuwah your Elohim brings you into the land which you go to possess, he shall also clear away many nations before you.
So it's many nations of principalities that you got to get out of people's souls. Because now we want to possess this land. We want to bring this person into this fold. We want to bring this person into this tribe. But it's many other nations then took over their soul. Now the highest ranking nation is being sent to deliver them out. Are we saying that? He read.
The Kittites and the Girgashites and the Amorites and the Canaanites and the Perizzites.
What is that in somebody's soul? Yeah, but give me some more. It could be fear. It could be perversion. Lust. Loneliness. Rejection. Anger. Condemnation. Suicidal. All these are giants in their soul. That's been controlling their lineages for years. We got that? Keep going.
The Keiths and the Yebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than you. And when Yahuwah your Elohim gives them over to you, you shall smite them and put them under the bond completely.
So you shall smite them. You don't sit down and counsel them. You smite them. You rebuke them. You command them to come out through the authority and the power of Yahushua. You give them their word. You declare their word over them. We smiting them. Keep going.
Make no covenant with them and show them no favor.
So now we got to make sure first now, even before we go into that, what covenant or what right do these Jebusites and Hittites have in you? What does that mean? I got to find the law now. I got to find why you're in covenant. What is the covenant? What is the covenant is the secret. The secret got to be exposed. I got to know what happened. I got to know what was done. Got to know what you did. I got to know what the conclusion is, because I can't cast something out that you still in covenant with that you ain't divorced yet. You read?
And do not intermarry with them. You do not give your daughter to his son.
Yes.
And you do not take his daughter for your son.
So now we got to go get the generation out. We got to deliver the mother or the father that the children may be able to come out whole also too. And we don't make no more covenants. When I got delivered from rejection, when I got delivered from perversion, I don't go back to it. I can't go marry it and marry it again. We seeing that. Why? Because I'm married to another prince, another king. I'm in covenant to another kingdom. Keep going.
For he turns your sons away from following me to serve other mighty ones. Then the displeasure of Yahuwah shall burn against you and promptly destroy you.
So if we go back, or we allow our children to go back into that, then we're going to be destroyed. Now, I want you to watch this. Listen to this part, because this is what you got to declare against. This is what is in people's soul. Listen to this. This is what you got to encounter. Read this part.
But this is what you do to them.
This is what you do when you're over somebody's territory. Watch this.
Break down their altars.
You got to break down the altars of the Elohim that's in their bloodline. This is when you're praying against people, you got to come against the altar that's set up inside of them, that's demanding the worship of them. Got to confront that and then tear the altar down. Right? What else?
And smash their pillars.
Smash their pillars.
And cut down their asherim.
Right.
And burn their carved images with fire. For you are a set apart people to Yahuwah, your Elohim. Yahuwah, your Elohim has chosen you to be a people for himself.
So you are the reason you can do that because you're set apart. And he chose you to be a people that unto himself that does these things. Keep going.
A treasure possession above all the peoples on the face of the earth. Yahuwah did not set his love on you, nor choose you because you were more numerous than any other.
He ain't do that because you skilled in it. He ain't do that because you got a background in it. He ain't doing this because you smart, you wise. He can take somebody that's not skilled, that ain't never done nothing like this, put his power and his spirit on it. You ain't got to go to school to learn this like that and get a degree in deliverance before you start moving in it. I ain't choose you because it was there. I chose you because you faithful. And you humble. And I know you ain't going to take my glory when I give you my power. I know you're going to give it back to me. That's why I chose you above all other Israelites. Keep going.
For you were the least of all people. But because of Yahuwah loving you and because of him guarding the oath which he swore to your fathers, Yahuwah has brought you out with a strong hand and redeemed you from the house of bondage, from the hand of Pharaoh, sovereign of Mitzrayim.
So why is deliverance the children bread? That's a quick question. Because of the covenant? Because of what? Go ahead.
I was going to say, y'all went into too how deliverance was pretty much like on safe haven.
Right.
Like that's when we get put back in our own territory.
Right.
Deliverance is for to bring us back to the original place.
That's it. That's it. So the reason that deliverance is happening is because of the oath that he made with your forefathers. You got to be delivered. They got to obey you. You got to invade their territory and tear down their altars, their images, their groves, their pillars. You've been sent to do it. It's in your possession. His power. Keep going, and we almost done.
And you shall know that Yahuwah your Elohim, he is Elohim, the trustworthy, all guarding covenant and kindness for 1,000 generations, with those who love him and those who guard his commandments.
Now, this is another reason, this last point. Why do you think Yahusha want to send you to confront him? Why you think Yahusha want to send you to confront him? He in the Shamayim. Especially when it comes to demons.
I feel like a part of it is like him flexing his authority. Like me, myself, I ain't even got to confront you. I can take something that's lowly. You know what I mean? That's the weakest of all things, the poorest of all things, and raise that up to defeat you in all your glory and all your might.
That's it. Yahusha is above this. But he want to show you how much power you got. So now he can make an open display of these demons, these principalities, and take some way weaker than that and give it dominion over something that's a principality over nations. Just to flex how strong he is. Because I'm taking the weak and the feeble things to confine the what? What's wiser than a Malachim? You see what I'm saying? Last part, read it.
But repaying those who hate him to their face.
Now, this is his way of getting back. Because those principalities that left their first estate and came down in sin, this is the way that the Most High repay them back and exercise dominion. This is why they're more afraid of Yahusha in you. This is why they bow down when Yahusha came. Did you come to torment us before our time? You got to have a mindset that I'm coming to torment you. You ain't going to torment me. Cut the lights off. I'll walk all through here, because if you show yourself, we going in. You wake me up, we going in. If you try to put your hands over my mouth and my face and paralyze me, oh, it's on. You done woke me up now. Oh, I ain't scared no more. I did my time of being scared of that. Oh, let's go. Yeah, let's go. And we going. I'm declaring. I'm breaking down altars. Why? Because it's my job to torment you. Because it's the torment of the Most High. It's his way to repay back the children of the fallen angels, which are demons. Read that.
To destroy them. Or you want me to run the whole?
No, just read that. Don't finish that other part of it, and that's it.
He does not delay to do so with him who hates him. He repays him to his face. And you shall guard the command and the laws and the right rulings which I command you today to do them. And it shall be because you hear these right rulers and shall guard and do them, that Yahuwah your Elohim shall guard with you the covenant and the kindness which he swore to your fathers, and shall love you and bless you and increase you, and shall bless the fruit of your womb and the fruit of your land.
Right, hallelujah, hallelujah. Well, that's it. I wanted to put in our mind the mindset that we got to have when we're approaching the spirit realm, the demonic realm, and the confidence. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Anybody got any questions? Everybody good? Praise the Most High. You gonna hold y'all up? Okay, let us everybody stand. I hope this was good enough to give you a start of mindset. Tomorrow we'll talk a little bit about decrees and declarations and the power of that. Hallelujah. Get ready to pray out. Yahushua, we give you all glory, honor, and praise. We just thank you for the wisdom that you have given us today. We ask, Yahuwah, that they mix it in their heart with faith. We ask, Father, that you make them lions unto you. Make them batak. Make them bold, Yahuwah. Let them know and make them believe that they come from the highest ranking family, Yahuwah. Let them believe that they walk under an open heaven with a direct line to your power. Let them understand that they are fenced in by the Malaks under power and protection, Yahuwah. That no witch, warlock, demon, or principalities can withstand or resist their declaration and their decrees, Yahuwah. Let it be awakened in them. Let it be known in them, Yahuwah. Let them even go to their houses and begin to declare against spirits that's trying to be in their houses. And then to decree your power and decree who you are in there to establish you even greater. Let this be awakened in their spirit, Yahuwah, that we may conquer rather than be conquered, that we may hunt rather than being the hunted, that we may terrorize rather than being terrorized. Yahuwah, we give you glory, and we pray that you give us the power to be on the offense. In the name of Yahusha, give us all the heart of the lion. Let it rest up in our hearts. In the name of Yahusha, hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hey.